Hey everyone, welcome back to the show.
Hello, hello. It's so happy you're here with us today.
Alice, let me ask you something. Have you ever been stuck in really bad traffic?
All the time. I once sat in a car for 2 hours and moved maybe 2 blocks.
2 blocks. That is painful. Now imagine that every single day, just to get to work or school.
That sounds exhausting. Where in the world is like that?
Today, we're visiting a city in Africa where that is exactly the daily reality. The city is called Dar es Salaam. It's in Tanzania.
Dar es Salaam. That's a beautiful name. What does it mean?
It means the House of Peace. But getting around the city, not so peaceful, as we'll find out.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What are we reading today?
Our passage today is called The Problems of Getting Around the City of Dar es Salaam.
Ooh, just from that title, I'm already guessing this is going to be about traffic jams, crowded buses, maybe even motorbike taxis? And I wonder, is there any good news for the people who live there?
Great guesses. I can tell you this much. The city is growing incredibly fast, and they're trying something different to fix the chaos. A big, exciting solution, but I won't spoil it yet.
I love a good mystery. Let's dive in.
Here's our plan for today. In part 1, we read the passage together, slowly. In part 2, we learn the core skills. In part 3, we do a quick review. And in part 4, we practice with the real questions.
A new city, a big problem, and a clever solution. Let's go.
Welcome to part 1. This is the reading passage. The title is The Problems of Getting Around the City of Dar es Salaam.
Don't worry about the title or any tricky names. We'll explain everything as we go, just like always.
I will read each paragraph slowly. After each paragraph, Alice will explain the main idea in simple English. Then we move on.
Just relax and listen. You don't need to catch every word. We're here to help.
Dar es Salaam in Tanzania is one of the fastest growing cities in Africa. Its population has increased 8-fold since 1980 and swells by 500,000 people every year. United Nations projections anticipate it will become a megacity within 7 years as its population passes 10 million, reaching 13.4 million by 2035.
Okay, let me break that down. Dar es Salaam is a city in Africa, in a country called Tanzania, and it is growing really, really fast. Since 1980, the population has grown 8 times bigger. That's a lot. And every year, 500,000 more people arrive. The United Nations thinks that in about 7 years, more than 10 million people will live there. That's a megacity, a super huge city.
Great word here, projections. Projections are predictions about the future. Scientists and experts make projections based on numbers and trends.
Projections, predictions about the future. Say it with me, projections. 500,000 new people every year, that's like adding a small city every 12 months. I can't even imagine.
It's an incredible number. Let's keep going. Today, 4 out of 5 of its people live in single-story, informal settlements on the spreading edges of the city, where the journey to and from the center regularly takes over 2 hours. It can be longer if rain turns the dirt roads to mud.
Okay, so here's a key fact. 4 out of 5 people, that's 80%, live in single-story informal settlements. Let's unpack that. Single-story means the buildings are only 1 floor high. Informal settlements means homes that are built unofficially, without formal planning. And these are on the edges of the city. The problem? Getting from these homes to the city center takes more than 2 hours. And if it rains, the dirt roads turn to mud, and it takes even longer.
Informal is a useful word. It means not official, not formal. So an informal settlement is a community that grew up without official permission or planning.
Quick question. Just think about it. How long does the journey to the center take for most people? More than 2 hours. That's a long commute. If you got that, great job.
Even in the middle of the day, traffic frequently slows to a stop without warning. It is not unusual for cars and minibuses to queue for 20 minutes at a key intersection. A single suburban rail line serves residents in a few areas to the south, but is tiny in the context of the wider city. Outside the center, many rely on boda motorbike taxis to navigate the narrow side streets and potholed mud roads that make up much of the metropolis. Their safety record is scandalous.
So this paragraph is about how bad the traffic is. Even in the middle of the day, not even rush hour, cars just stop. No warning. Cars and minibuses wait 20 minutes at one big intersection. There is one train line, but it only serves a few areas in the south. So most people use boda, that's motorbike taxis, to get through the narrow streets. But the safety record is scandalous. That means it's really, really bad and shocking.
Scandalous is a strong word. It means something is so bad it's shocking and shameful. And rely on means to depend on something. You need it.
Quick recap. Paragraph A was about the city growing super fast. Paragraph B, most people live on the edges and the commute is over 2 hours. Paragraph C, traffic is terrible and motorbike taxis are risky. Got it?
Dar es Salaam's reliance on 4 arterial roads into the city is a legacy of the colonial government that planned the city at the start of the 20th century to cater for a population of 35,000. Most of the current growth is made up of young people arriving from the countryside to find work, and as the population has exploded, Dar es Salaam has grown around those 4 highways. Nearly all the expansion is happening on the periphery, and nearly all takes place informally, without any agreed strategy.
Okay, this one is interesting. The city has 4 main roads, arterial roads, that go into the center. But those roads were planned a long time ago by the colonial government, over 100 years ago. Back then, they planned for a city of 35,000 people. Now, millions live there. So the city has grown around those old roads without any real plan. On the periphery means on the edges. So most of the new building is happening on the edges, and it's all informal, unplanned.
2 useful words here. Legacy means something from the past that is still affecting us today, and periphery means the outer edge of something, the opposite of the center.
So the city's problem is partly from the past. Those old roads were never designed for this many people.
Exactly. The past is shaping the present. But Dar es Salaam is pinning its hopes on a solution that could offer a different model for Africa's megacities, giving them an alternative to a future controlled by the private car. Unlike many cities on the continent, Dar es Salaam isn't trying to build a metro. It has chosen a less exciting, but cheaper and more achievable method, the bus.
Okay, here comes the solution. The city has a plan, and it's not a metro. You know, those underground trains? Many other African cities want to build metros, but Dar es Salaam chose something different, a bus system. It's not as exciting as a metro, but it's cheaper and easier to build. Pinning its hopes on means putting all your hope into something.
Achievable means possible to do, realistic. A metro might be too expensive, but a bus system is achievable. It can actually happen.
A bus? I did not see that coming. I thought they'd build a fancy train.
Sometimes the simple solution is the smart one. Let's see how the bus system works. The DART bus rapid transit system runs on bus lanes separated from other traffic, mostly in the middle of the road to reduce stoppages. Ticket purchase and control takes place at stations prior to boarding, and the buses are step-free, which means the entire route is accessible to people using wheelchairs or who are traveling with baby buggies.
So this is the bus system. It's called DART. The buses use special lanes, bus lanes, that are separated from other cars. This means the buses don't get stuck in traffic. Tickets are bought at the station before you get on the bus, and the buses are step-free. That means no stairs, so people in wheelchairs or with baby buggies can use them easily.
Accessible is a key word. It means easy for everyone to use, including people with disabilities. A building with a ramp is accessible. A bus without steps is accessible.
That's actually really thoughtful design, making public transport work for everyone, not just the able-bodied.
It makes a huge difference in people's daily lives. The new buses are much, much better, says Paulus George, a young IT worker. He takes the bus every day, and it has cut his journey time by 2/3. He says it's not perfect, though, complaining that drivers often refuse to turn on the air conditioning to save fuel.
So, we hear from a real person. Paulus George is a young IT worker. He takes the bus every day, and his journey time has gone down by 2/3. That's a huge improvement. But there's a but. The drivers don't always turn on the air conditioning because they want to save fuel, so it can get hot inside the bus. Quick question for you. How much shorter is Paulus's journey now? It's 2/3 shorter. So if his journey used to take an hour, now it takes about 20 minutes. That's the power of a good bus system.
That is not the only problem. A shortage of buses after a serious flood at the main depot during the rainy season means the system is carrying 200,000 people a day, half the expected capacity. Smart cards can't be used as the mechanical readers aren't working either, forcing passengers to buy individual paper tickets for every journey. Each is printed with a scannable QR code, but there are no scanners. Staff stand by the gates and tear tickets as people enter. As a result, queues are considerable at peak times.
Okay, lots of problems here. Let's go one by one. First, there was a big flood at the bus depot, so there aren't enough buses. The system should carry 400,000 people a day, but it's only carrying 200,000, half. Second, you can't use smart cards because the card readers are broken, so people have to buy paper tickets every time. Third, the tickets have QR codes, but there are no scanners to read them, so staff have to tear the tickets by hand at the gates, and that means long queues at peak times.
Depot is a useful word. It's a place where buses or trains are kept and repaired. And capacity means the maximum amount something can hold. The system's capacity is 400,000 people.
So the bus system is great in theory, but there are real problems. Not enough buses, broken card readers, and long queues. Okay, let's see what the future holds.
Morogoro Road to the northwest of the city was Phase 1 of the BRT project. Phases 2 and 3 will install bus lanes along Nyerere Road to the southwest and Kilwa Road to the south. Construction on both routes is due to start imminently. Phase 4, towards Bagamoyo in the north, is in the preliminary design stage. Much of the city will have access to a world-class transport system within the space of a few years, says Chris Cost, the Africa director of ITDP.
So the bus system is being built in phases, in stages. Phase 1 is already done, that's on Morogoro Road. Phases 2 and 3 will add bus lanes on 2 more roads, and construction is starting very soon. Phase 4 is still in the design stage. The director of a transport group says that soon, much of the city will have access to a world-class transport system.
Imminently means very soon, about to happen. And preliminary means the first stage, before the main work begins.
World-class transport in a few years? That's ambitious.
The ITDP regrets Africa's obsession with metros. With a metro, an international firm will often just parachute in its own system, says Cost. Bus rapid transit allows existing stakeholders to get involved. That's what we did in Dar es Salaam and what we're planning in Nairobi, where the bus bodies will be built in the city and local operators will look after tickets, fare collection, and IT. Bus rapid transit has been transformational for Dar es Salaam. For millions of people in African cities, this is their best hope of ever being connected.
Okay, final paragraph. The transport group, ITDP, is not a big fan of metros. Why? Because when a city builds a metro, an international company often comes in and brings its own system. It doesn't involve local people. But with bus rapid transit, local people and local businesses can get involved. In Nairobi, they're planning to build the bus bodies in the city itself. The ITDP says bus rapid transit has been transformational. It has completely changed things for Dar es Salaam. And it could be the best hope for millions of people in African cities.
Stakeholders, this is a useful word. Stakeholders are the people who are affected by a project or have an interest in it. Local workers, local businesses, they're all stakeholders. And transformational means causing a major change, changing something completely.
Okay, let's put the whole passage together in my own words.
That is a perfect summary. You just did the whole passage in 10 sentences.
So, that was our passage. A city with a huge problem, traffic chaos, and a clever, practical solution, a bus system.
If you didn't catch every detail, that's completely fine. The goal was just to get the general shape of each paragraph.
Growth, problems, solution, more problems, future plans. That's the story.
And now, we're going to learn the core skills that will help you answer the questions about this passage. Let's go to part 2.
Welcome to part 2. This is where we build the skills you need for IELTS reading. We're going to focus on the skills this passage really tests. Ready?
Let's begin with Skill 1.
Okay, skill number 1, David.
Skill 1. Understand the question type before you start answering.
What do you mean?
Today, we have 2 types of questions. Questions 14 to 18 are true, false, not given. Questions 19 to 26 are note completion. You fill in one word from the passage.
Oh, so I need to know what kind of answer I'm looking for.
Exactly. For true, false, not given, you're comparing a statement to the passage. For note completion, you're hunting for specific words, different goals, different strategies.
So before I even read the questions, I should know what I'm dealing with.
Exactly. Know your enemy. Know your question type.
Know your question type. Got it.
Skill 2. In true, false, not given questions, watch out for words that change the meaning.
Like what?
Words like all, always, never, most, every. These small words can turn a true statement into a false one.
Can you give me an example from our passage?
Sure. The passage says 4 out of 5 of its people live in single-story informal settlements. That's 80%, most people. But if a question said all of its people live in single-story settlements, that would be false because the passage says 4 out of 5, not 5 out of 5.
Oh, so 4 out of 5 is not the same as all.
Exactly. Always check the small words. They're often the key.
Say this with me. Check the small words. Okay, skill 3. This is the one I always struggle with. False versus not given.
This is a classic confusion, so let's make it really simple. False means the passage says the opposite of the statement. The passage gives different information.
Okay, so the passage contradicts it.
Not given means the passage says nothing about it. The information is simply not there.
So it's not wrong, it's just missing?
Exactly. Not given is not the same as false. The passage is silent. It doesn't say yes, and it doesn't say no. It just doesn't mention it.
So false is the passage disagrees, and not given is the passage is silent.
Perfect. Say it with me. False disagrees, not given is silent.
False disagrees, not given is silent. Skill 4?
For note completion questions, like questions 19 to 26, before you look for the answer, predict what kind of word you need.
What do you mean by word type?
Is it a noun, a verb, an adjective? Look at the sentence structure. For example, the buses use designated blank to cut down on delays. What goes in the blank? Designated is an adjective, so we need a noun after it. And the buses use something, so it's a thing, a physical thing. We're looking for a noun.
So I know I'm looking for a noun, not a verb or an adjective.
Exactly. That narrows down your search a lot. You're not looking for any word. You're looking for a specific type of word.
That's a great tip. It's like having a filter before you even start scanning. Quick pit stop. So far, we've got know your question type, check the small words, false versus not given, and predict the word type. 4 skills down. Okay, skill 5.
Scan for keywords. Don't read every word. Let your eyes jump to the important ones.
What counts as a keyword?
Names, numbers, dates, and unusual words. For example, in our passage, DART, Morogoro Road, smart cards, 200,000.
So if a question asks about smart cards, I just scan for that word?
Exactly. Your eyes move down the page quickly, like a camera, looking for the important things.
Like a camera. My eyes are a camera. I love that.
And remember, numbers are always easy to spot. If a question mentions 200,000 people, your eyes will find it very quickly.
Skill 6 is a really useful one. Watch for paraphrasing.
What do you mean? The question will almost never use the exact same words as the passage. It will use synonyms instead.
Can you give me an example from our passage?
Sure. The passage says to reduce stoppages. A question might say to cut down on delays. Reduce becomes cut down on, and stoppages becomes delays.
Oh, same meaning, different words.
Exactly. The skill is don't look for the same words, look for the same meaning.
Say that again, David.
Don't look for the same words, look for the same meaning.
Don't look for the same words, look for the same meaning. Say it with me. Skill 7.
Watch for logic signals, words that show the direction of the argument.
Like what?
Words like however, but, unlike, as a result. These words tell you what's coming next.
In our passage, the author says, unlike many cities on the continent, Dar es Salaam isn't trying to build a metro. The word unlike tells us this city is different from other cities. That's a signal.
So, unlike is like a flag saying, pay attention, something different is coming.
Exactly. Logic signals are the signposts of the passage.
Say this with me. Logic signals are signposts.
And our last skill, skill 8, guess unknown words from context.
Oh, I love this one, because I definitely don't know every word.
For example, imagine you don't know the word depot in our passage, but the sentence says, a serious flood at the main depot during the rainy season. You know a flood happened, and it caused a shortage of buses. So a depot must be a place where buses are kept. You don't need the exact definition, you just need enough to understand.
So the words around the unknown word give me clues.
Exactly. Context is your friend.
Say this with me. Use context clues.
And that's all 8 skills done.
Wow, 8 skills. That was a lot, but I feel much more confident now.
You should. These are real, practical skills that every good IELTS reader uses.
And the important thing is, these skills work together. Know your question type, check the small words, false versus not given, predict the word type, scan for keywords, watch for paraphrasing, logic signals, context clues. They're a team.
All 8 working together. Let's go review them quickly.
Before we move on to part 3, David, where can students practice these reading logic skills?
Definitely check out IELTSlogic.com. It offers full reading passage breakdowns, listening practice, and speaking logic chain training.
That's awesome! Built by system architects to sharpen your analytical thinking. Visit IELTSlogic.com today. Welcome to part 3. Quick review, no pressure, just a fun recap. I'm going to quiz you, Alice. Ready?
Ready. I will remember all 8. Watch me.
Okay, skill 1. What do we do first when we see the questions?
Read every word very carefully?
Haha, no, that's the opposite. We understand the question type first. Is it true, false, not given, or note completion?
Right. Question type first. I knew that.
Sure you did? Okay, skill 2. What do we check in true, false, not given statements?
The small words like all, always, never, they can change everything.
Very good. Skill 3. What's the difference between false and not given?
False means the passage says the opposite. Not given means the passage is silent. It doesn't mention it at all.
Perfect. Now skill 4. For note completion, what do we predict?
The word type, noun, verb, adjective. That narrows it down.
Nice. Skill 5. How do we find the answer?
Scan for keywords, names, numbers, dates, eyes like a camera.
Exactly. Skill 6. What do we watch for?
Paraphrasing, same meaning, different words?
Yes. Don't look for the same words, look for the same meaning.
Okay.
Skill 7. What are logic signals?
Words like however, but, unlike, they show the direction of the argument, like signposts.
Signposts, I like that. And skill 8, last one, what do we do with unknown words?
Use context clues. The words around them give us hints.
8 skills. I think I got them all this time.
Well, almost. You nearly said read every word at the start. That one doesn't count. I was warming up.
Now, if you feel like it, try saying all 8 out loud yourself. No pressure. Even remembering 4 or 5 is great.
However you did, that is genuine progress. 8 skills reviewed, quickly and clearly.
Remember, you don't need to memorize the names, you need to do them. Skills are actions, not words. Alice, a quick reminder for our listeners before we head into part 4.
Yes, for complete reading sentence analysis, synonym replacements, and solution pathways, head over to IELTSlogic.com.
It's designed by IELTS experts to help you build clear logic. Check out IELTSlogic.com and boost your score. Now, the most important part, putting the skills into action. Let's go to part 4. Welcome to part 4, practice time. We're going to use our passage about Dar es Salaam and answer the real exam-style questions.
Try to answer before we give you the answer if you can. Say it out loud if you like. No pressure, though. Just listening carefully works too.
After each question, we pause. Then we go back to the passage, look at the exact line, and explain the answer. Question 14. The population of Dar es Salaam is rising more rapidly than was previously predicted.
Let's think about this one. The passage talks about the population growing, 8-fold since 1980, 500,000 people every year. It also mentions United Nations projections and a forecast for 2100. But, and this is the key, the passage never compares these predictions to any earlier predictions. It doesn't say, this is faster than we thought. It just gives us the numbers. So the answer is not given. The passage is silent on whether the rise is faster than predicted.
Exactly. That's skill 2 and skill 3 working together. Check the small words and remember that not given means the passage is silent.
Question 15. Most of the residents of Dar es Salaam live in high-rise blocks on the edge of the city.
Let's go back to paragraph B. The passage says 4 out of 5 of its people live in single-story informal settlements on the spreading edges of the city. Single-story means one floor. High-rise blocks means tall buildings, many floors. These are opposites. The passage says one floor, the statement says many floors. The answer is false.
And that's skill 2 in action, the small words, high-rise.